Hello and welcome to our new video regarding SAP module pool programming. In this video, I will discuss batch input methods. The objective of this video is to train the user how to research a transition for BDC purpose. We will describe the contents of the BDC table and declare a BDC table and how to fill it for the purpose of batch data input. First of all, uh, first of all, we have overview of our purpose. The BDC transition BDC process is used to import data from non-SAP system to the SAP system. For example, if we want to transfer our 2000 vendors from legacy system to the SAP system, we need a mechanism to import all the vendors information to our SAP system. Most importantly, BDC used for conversion from non-SAP system to SAP system. In this video, we will learn the basics of batch input. When transferring data into SAP system, we can transfer two types of transfers. We can do two type of transfers. Number one, conversion, and number two, interfaces. If we talk about conversion, this type of transfer used to one-time transfer from legacy system that is being replaced by the SAP system. For example, if we want to import data of 2000 vendors into our SAP system, we use BDC method or BDC communication. Secondly, interfaces. The type of transfer to an ongoing transfer of data from any non-SAP system to the SAP system. For example, customer orders may be taken into another system and it will updated to the SAP system for a specific schedule that user set, or that as per requirement we can set upload of data from non-SAP system to SAP system uh, after a specific interval of time. Batch input is also referred as a batch data communication. Data transfer rules. Batch input is used to transfer large amount of data into the SAP system. The external data should not be transferred directly into the SAP database table. Instead, the data should be checked properly before import to the system. It's mean that if if we want to import data from non-SAP system, we should check, or we should apply some validation or checks onto the data before saving or before submitting to the SAP database tables. Online program. To check and validate the external data, user dialog is simulated through an SAP transition, an online program. For example, mm, if you want to, when the user press enter or press submit the said information, the SAP system automatically check by the online program. For example, it checks the required field, either the user enter its NIC number or NTN number or other thing, either it enter proper address, either it enter NIC number or any validating field into proper format. Also, it check foreign key values, or it's also check the valid values. For example, username, if vendor name or username, if user enter in the only only the vendor which is not already in the system, and the program automatically shows the user that the vendor is not entered into the system. You should first give the proper information of the vendor before entering the other information of it. The check programmed into the online program are also performed on the data as the transaction progresses. To ensure the data passes through these checks during batch input, you must simulate the user dialog by passing the any dialog box. BDC data structure. The most important thing to transfer data is the BDC data structure. To simulate user dialog, you must know the following information. Number one, online program name. Number two, screen numbers. Number three, field name. And number four, field values. In ABAP dictionary, BDC data structure already created by the SAP. When you code batch input program, the ABAP dictionary structure BDC data is used to collect this information into following fields. Number one, program. Din, number two, screen number. Din pro. Number three, din begin. Flag to indicate at the start of the new screen. F name, field name of a screen field to be filled with data. FL, the actual value to be filled into the specified screen field. To collect this information from an entire transaction, the BDC data structure will be used to create an internal table. If we give example of vendor for this case, we will use a change vendor transaction FK02 to add a street address to an already existing vendor. To demonstrate the use of data, we will walk through the change vendor. The example, ultimately we want to perform batch input to change already existing vendor record. Especially before coding to batch input program, you must research the appropriate transaction. This research consists of numbers, field name for the entire transaction. In an example, this transaction would be change vendor transaction. The transaction accounting transaction is belongs to accounting payable, master record, and change vendor. In addition, when you come to the first screen of the transaction to research, perform the following steps. Number one, use the system status menu path to determine the online program name. For example, go to the system and status. It will show the program name of the transaction, and also it shows the screen number of the transaction. Number two, in each case screen field that you want to fill with data, determine the field name by placing the help dialog box pop up. Click on the technical info push button. On the technical info push button, batch input will give the appropriate field name. In our example, we will need to fill the vendor number field with the already existing vendor. Check the address checkbox. The field name is RF02K-TO110. Step number 3, determine how to proceed the transition. The command field. For example, if we when if we use FK02, when we change the address of the vendor, we have to submit a button save. The field name for the command field is here BDC underscore OK code. We can press the enter key to move on the next screen. The action uses slash 0 O value in the BDC OK code field, but it is not necessary. On the screen, you can see the first screen when we researching the information we need to give into the our program BDC. All the things are displaying in our screen like field name and what is the field name of address and what is the screen field for vendor. Screen field for the address is here LFA1-STRAS. Here we are researching about the address field of our screen vendor change address. In this screen, we found the city and the district field name. BDC table contents. After researching the transition, we can determine the contents of the BDC table. Here we are using two screen and one program name. Program name is the same for both screen, and first screen number DIN pro number is 0106 and the second screen number is 0110. And field name here, field name column here, we find the three fields for screen 1 and two field for screen 2110. There are two types of batch input methods. Number one, batch input session, and number two, call transaction using statement. In the next two chapter, we will cover the methods of creating a batch input screen. In summary, in this video, we explored the BDC table and what is BDC table and what we want to do before for creating a batch data communication online program. We first do research for our screens with example of vendor change. It could be any other transition of SAP, and we could import data for that by following all the steps mentioned in the video. Number two, BDC table delete all entries first with the refresh statement. Number three, initialize the header line with a clear statement. Number four, fill the header line as tagging area with the appropriate information area, new screen entry. Fill the program DIN Pro and DIN begin fields for a field entry. Fill the F name and FL values. Hope you learn about the BDC online program and how to import legacy tables or legacy data from non-SAP system to SAP system, and how to make interface for timely update the non-SAP and SAP systems data to the SAP. Thank you. Bye for now.